So I bought this 1989 RM250 off Facebook for £1,200, and in this video I'm going to attempt to get it race ready for the VMXdN at Hawkstone Park. So the bike is a 1989 RMX 250. The guy who I bought it off said he's half converted it to an RM, which I definitely want to carry that on, because as you can see, the tank on this thing is an enduro tank, which is it's not the nicest looking thing, if I'm being honest. So I need to try and source a tank for it. The only thing that was stopping it run, apparently, the guy told me he's been right through the bottom end, put a new piston in it, put a new cylinder head on it. So the only reason that this bike apparently wasn't running was because it was missing a flywheel. So first thing we did was go online and try and find one, which we then discovered was an absolute nightmare, because there wasn't hardly anything about anywhere that I could find anyway for sale. And that's probably why the guy gave up on the project, because it was just, you were either paying like £300 or £400 for one that's brand new pretty much, or some absolute nails. So anyway, I went onto Facebook Marketplace and found this one, which is for an RMX on Australian Marketplace. I think it cost about £130 with £20 postage. It took like 3 weeks to get here. Obviously I was trusting that some random person from Australia was going to send it, but it did get here, so can't complain. But when it came, we took it to a practice track actually, when we were just down at Preston Docks, and I brought this with me thinking, oh, if I can start it, I might just run it around the track for a little bit and see what it's like. But when we took the ignition cover off, we then realised that it wasn't lining up at all, the flywheel, because it had an RM stator in it, which I didn't know there was any difference, but apparently there is. It does not fit, so that was that gone. But because the flywheel was like brand new, I thought, well, I need to find an RMX stator. So I went straight back on eBay and found one of them, to be fair, really clean one from California, got it delivered. And yeah, got that all the wiring routed back to where it should be, and got it all fixed back in with the flywheel. So hopefully that means that it should fire now, and we'll see what it's like when it fires up. But I think I'm going to park it for tonight, because my dad's coming up tomorrow to have a little help with me, and I'm going to get him to kick it, because my knee is not playing ball at the minute, and the thought of kicking a old two-stroke over for 10 minutes with a knackered knee doesn't really appeal, so he might get the job of doing that. So yeah, cut to me tomorrow morning trying to get this thing fired up. Right, so flywheel's back in.
Yeah.
Let's give it a kick. See if she starts. Yeah, stop it. Well, she runs.
Further away, I could have gone right through the gears. It'd probably be all.
Yeah. We'll get it back in and start stripping it down. Right, so just pulled up and got parked at the Telford Classic Dirt Bike Show. yeah, gonna have a little wander around, see what we can find for the old bike. We'll go and see what it's all about and have a wander around, see what we can find. Right, we've got the bike running then. Everything felt alright, to be honest. Gears ran through quite nice. Nothing sound horrendous over the exhaust. Didn't really want to run it for too long, to be honest, because I've not really checked anything over. But yeah, might as well start now, tearing it apart a bit. One thing I wanted to try was, it's got the RMX tank on it, and I did manage to get one from the Telford Bike Show, an RM250 one, a bit smaller. So I might just put that on, make sure that all lines up nicely before I go ahead. And as you can see, in pretty horrible condition, but I'll probably have to spend quite a while sanding it and buffing it back to a nice colour. But before I do that, it'd be nice to see it on the bike, make sure it all lines up as it should before I go ahead and do that. But yeah, I'll probably stick that on now, and then yeah, start pulling everything off it. Yeah, so I've quickly shoved that RM tank on. RMX one, just a bit bulky for me. I prefer the look of the lower RM tank. That's what I want. I want it to be an RM250, not an RMX. So yeah, prefer the look of that. But obviously that one's in very good condition still. And that thing, as you can see, I got it for £5 at the Telford show, which is a bargain, but it's obviously really scratched, been painted a bit funny. I've watched a few videos on here of people getting them back to a decent standard actually, with just a lot of sanding and buffing, so I'm probably going to just try and do that. It's going to have graphics on it, but I'm going to try and get it back to some sort of colour. Obviously I'll have new plastics and graphics on it, so yeah, I want to get the colour somewhat near to what the plastics are again. But yeah, if it all comes back to life, I think for £5 I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, just wanted to test that, make sure the seat and everything lines up properly before I go ahead and spend all that time sanding and buffing it. But yeah, start ripping it all apart now, take everything off and see what we're going to keep and what we're not.